Here for the offseason, and as you can see, the team that took us down, the Blue Jays, went all the way to the World Series, but were bested by the Washington Nationals. Washington took down St. Louis in 7. Toronto took down Houston in 6. Washington's a very good team. I was looking at them earlier. They got some dudes. James Wood, Nelson Fernandez, who's been the number one prospect forever. He is just about ready to explode onto the scene. He played for 60 games and balled out. They also have not John Wall Steve, just a dog, could win the MVP this year. Arelis Martinez has been a great guy. Jim Young, who's been awesome for him. Despite the control issues, he's been really, really good. They just have a bunch of dudes who just contribute. So they went out there and got it done. They beat the Blue Jays. We won't be too upset about that. Our team score this year, I meant to look at that. We got a 752, so our best yet. But obviously losing in the first series we played, not ideal. Let's look at the news. So we had a player retire. Griffin Jacks actually called it a career after, I think it was his second. Oh no, it was his first, but partially tore his UCL. He never got to pitch again for the Twins. Unfortunate for sure, but what are you gonna do? He's done. We got a new budget. Our budget went up pretty significantly, which is going to be huge for us. We have the opportunity to spend a little bit. It was $240 last year. It's $264 this year. Made a pretty massive profit a year ago with winning games and doing it where we're at an advantage in the salaries. We really don't have that much money on the books. Like, we do. It does go up $10 million. We've already offered everyone we're offering arbitration to their arbitration. So we offered deals to Sproat, Sasaki, Ford, Antonacci, and then we went and offered just Arb for Borafrun because he didn't want to do a one-year deal with us. And then Zaire Hope, we're still trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do. I might look to trade him. I don't really know what we're doing yet. And then Ben Joyce, I think I wouldn't mind bringing him back. Let's see here. Sure, we'll do that. We'll offer that to Ben Joyce. And then Cade Smith is gone. Kirkering let's see if he would do 1 for 22, and if he would, then we won't offer him that QO. Yeah, he wouldn't do it. What if it's that? Still wouldn't do it. So we'll probably offer him the QO. Kirkering likely won't be back with the team. Yeah, that's kind of what we got going right now. We still have, the top prospects. Yeah, Fernandez still at the top. The Jesus going to be up for Detroit now. That'll be fun to see. In a minute, I don't know. Grant. Let's just call him Grant. He was the guy that we were looking at. He's up here. I really don't know that he's going to be as good as, our guy who's not on the list here. We still have the second best minor league system. So we still have guys coming. Roshan, going to start the year next year at AA. I already went through and looked at all the minor leagues guys. He had a 5-WAR season at High A. So he fits the mold of everything we want to do for the Twins. And he's only 19, and he's working his way up pretty quickly. Ivan Gonzalez, he has a chance to be at A-ball next year. He balled out in rookie. DeFore, obviously going to be in the rotation. There's no way I can leave him out. Jesse Shoup is still a catcher that's coming up who's been awesome. He'll start the year at AA next year. Excellent at High A and A-ball. And then, who's the other guy? Danny Solis, starter we got from Columbus in the Colson Montgomery trade. And he's working his way up as well. He'll start at AA, where he ended last year, and he balled out there. So a lot of positive updates from the minor league system. We're going to do the development lab here quick and then kind of see where we're headed going into free agency and whatnot. All right, we have our development lab for DeFore. We're going to improve that, or attempt to improve that control of his, because if you get that to 45, this walks goes down by 1 or 2, and he becomes like Spencer Strider in his prime. Like, that's what he could be. Really good. Opie Skinner, I know the control is kind of an issue for him. I'm going to do the movement because I really think he can be very good. Like, this looks like someone who could be very good, but I think the home runs are really knocking him down. So I think the movement's going to really help him there. So we're going to go for that. Same with Ben Blair. Really want to tap into these two things. Movement. Chris Hart, I thought about just doing gap power, plate discipline, but I think improved contact, we could get a big upgrade out of him, and that would be cool to see. So we're going to try to do quality of contact. Mike Sell, no surprise here, try to improve his control. Linebach, try to tap into the 75 gap power. Van Gilder, who's a 9th-round pick that we took, who's been at AAA. We're going to look to try to, again, tap into the movement and, that fix that home runs allowed a little bit. And he could really contribute for us, I really think. So we'll see. John Moore, kind of the guy we got from New York in the Zach McKinstry trade. Looks to be very solid. High work ethic, so I'm going to see if we can tap into this power and maybe, get a guy for the Major League Club. Drew Donovan, 22-year-old we took this past year in the 8th. He's the guy with the fork ball. We're going to try to improve, again, the movement and the home runs. And then finally, Doug Schneider, try to tap into this eye here with some plate discipline for, the big power bat. So that's kind of what we got going with the player development lab. I want to point something out for when we're building a lineup next year. We might have kind of a point of concern with a guy who I thought would be a starter, and that's Diber de los Santos. And the issue that I'm having, well, there's two things. One, this eye, I really do think it's going to come to bite him a little bit. And, does he play good enough defense to stay as a starter? I don't know. But he's also fragile now. So he's been hurt a good amount. He's now fragile. So I worry a little bit if he can be the everyday third baseman or if we should look into, maybe slotting him in as, the backup infielder. He can play some outfield, too. And he can just be, the utility guy off the bench and maybe find a different third baseman and maybe finally try something new and go get, a solidified guy on the hot corner, first guy that we'll get past or post Royce Lewis. So that's something I'm thinking about. We're also looking for any trades for the bullpen. Kind of have this already organized with who's here. Ben Joyce is back. Cade Smith will be gone. Kirkering will be gone. So those are two huge arms that we're losing. So we kind of need to make that back up. And kind of a way that the easiest way to do it is to trade, someone who could be a solid prospect, and also someone like Zaire Hope, who I really like, but it just might not be, might not come to fruition here in Minnesota. I just wish he played better center. I mean, he doesn't do bad. We're kind of in a weird spot because we're kind of locked into who we have. We have almost an overload of talent, and none of the guys who are overloaded with that talent can play center field. So we're just kind of just trotting out Linebach and hoping that it doesn't go too poorly. But maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we can move Keishel back to second, move Raffaello to center, and do Linebach like that maybe. That's definitely an option that I want to explore because we know Raffaello is going to play very good outfield defense and, had a positive ZR and he played 8 games out there. If we go to his career in center for Boston, he was fine and he was good a few years ago. So that might be an option for us that I'm going to look into. Just because I don't know how much I want to put Linebach out in center field every game and, suffer from that defensively. I think I'd rather deal with 55 range at second. But we'll see. It's not, confirmed that we're going to do that because, I don't know. He did good at first. It's just, he didn't do good at second at all last year. That's the issue. -6, -10 the year before, which is what Linebach had in center. So what do you sacrifice more, second or center? I'd rather sacrifice second more than center. But we'll see. In terms of the lineup, I think we offered Harry Ford a contract. Really liked how we ended up looking in the second stretch of the year. And then kind of everywhere else, like Keishel in the lineup, De La Cruz in the lineup, Borfront and Hart in the lineup, Rafaela in the lineup, Cruz and Schneider. So I really don't have a big issue there. It's just we got to rebuild this bullpen a little bit. And I think it'll be these 5 in the rotation. So see what kind of trades we make, see what kind of money we have. It's not the best free agent class. So maybe if we can get, maybe even one of the guys that are leaving on or one of these 2 guys on like a contract that's short term, it might work. But we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of the guys that we offered to come back just for, buy out their ARB, Sprout's back for 1 year, 9.4. Harry Ford back for, what was his deal? 1 and 6.7. Sasaki back for cheap, 5.3. And then Antonacci is also back for just 2.6. So those are the guys that we offer just 1 year deals to. And that'll put us to, we're at 138.5 right now. Abel won't get this. So it's like 132. Who else is on here? Hope might not get that. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still searching for a trade for Zaire Hope. I think that'll probably be the plan. And then, but maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And as we dive into award season, Ben Joyce is re-upped with us, so he's back for at least 1 year, maybe 2, for pretty cheap. So we get a fine middle relief arm who's staying with us. Let's take a look at some of the awards. We had AAA win Cy Young here. Willie Lamort, some organizational depth. But Gold Glovers, see if we have anyone. Luke Keishel won it at first. So good to see. And Rafaela won it at second. Luzardo on the bump won it. So that's cool. And then we had Dylan Cruz and Wright win his second. What a get this has been for us. Just doing it all. But yeah, we played good defense this year. We had 3 guys. In the NL, if there's anyone interesting. I didn't even look at anyone who wasn't our guys. Zalu, Loberfido. Jeremy Rodriguez is a name I don't know. Rule 5 pick that Kansas City got. Just one of the worst hitters you could have, but played good enough defense to earn a spot. Interesting. Pat Bailey, no surprise. In the NL, Steve Wall. Mason Hour wins it again. Jung-Hoo Lee won it at 32, so that's cool. In 87 games. Why does Pittsburgh just get it? Pittsburgh just gets gifted a Gold Glover like every year. They like, no matter if they play good defense or not, it's just like you got it. Dansby's back in Atlanta. When did this happen? He had a great year playing defense. Let's see. Reliever of the year, Ben Albelt. Gets his second award on this. I think it's back-to-back now. Yeah. That makes sense. He's just a dog for the Rangers. Swanson, this is a guy I was looking to trade for. I worry about this a little. But someone we are interested in. I think he's on the block, or they're willing to trade him for someone. But he was second in the voting for Swanson. He's on for 1 more year at $6 million. And then Jeremiah Estrada wins it for the Giants in the National League. So, he had a crazy year. 1.01 ERA in 71 innings. Just a ridiculous year. So no surprise he won it. Reed Detmers had a year. All right. Let's see the other awards. See if we got any Silver Sluggers as a game saves. In the Silver Sluggers this year, we have 2, Dylan Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz. So our Cruzes both get Silver Sluggers. No surprise. They were the 2 best bats we had this year. No other surprise. Basalo's up and balling out for Baltimore, so that's cool to see. He's been really good, actually. So, as advertised, Edison Barger, who gave us problems in the postseason. Zach Neto here for a DH spot. You guys aren't going to put him in the field? Interesting. He wins it in the NL. Jesus Made is here for the Giants. Right. What was that trade? I forgot about that. Logan Webb. So Logan Webb balling out for Milwaukee. Well, kind of. He's been hurt. And then Jesus Made getting the Silver Sluggers for San Fran. So That's how that trade's turning out. Jim Terry gets a Silver Slugger in his rookie year for Pittsburgh. I mean, a crazy rookie year to do all this in just 120 games. So, just a dog. Maikel Garcia wins it for the Mets. What else do we got? Rookie of the year. I was kind of hoping we'd have some love here, but Steve Bowman was really good for Boston. He was fine. 3-WAR season. Fragile guy. 2028 first-round pick. 33rd. Yeah, I mean, I think an argument could be made for Lineback, but I get why Bowman won it. I think De Los Santos could add an argument as well. We had three rookies who were up there. Kind of sucks that they lose status for prospect promotion incentive and whatnot, but what are you going to do? We have a very good chance to win it next year with our guy, Joe DeFore. Hopefully he can bring that home for us. Then in the NL, Roy Hall won it. I thought it was going to be DeJesus. Roy Hall, 4-WAR season, Elite Glove, 2029 first-round pick out of BYU, so the Mormon getting it done. DeJesus was really good for Philly. They're both for Philly, so Phillies are building. Manager of the year, come on. God damn it. We didn't win it. The Astros won it, and Washington, Billy O'Connor won it. And then let's see the big awards. AL, Cy Young, Dylan Watts. Yeah, I think that's the right choice. Led the league in ERA for one of the better teams in the American League. Just a dude. They got him in the Brian Abreu trade, so I think they're pretty happy with that. And Dikembe Sanchez. So Toronto really funded Houston to really go get a ring and battle them this year in the ALCS, which is kind of funny. Andrew Painter third in voting, Luzardo fourth, and Sproat fifth. So the big three up here. I thought Painter might get a few more votes, but what are you going to do? In the NL, Brandon Woodruff won it. So turning back the clock, 37-year-old Brandon Woodruff just won the Cy Young. So shout out the old guys. He had a fine year. I think last year he was better. But he wins it this year. That's cool. Paul Skeens probably snubbed. Voter fatigue for Paul Skeens. Doesn't get it. Misses out by 2 first-place votes. The Miz was third. Crazy that Brandon Woodruff just won it in 2030. Let's look at the MVPs. Gunnar Henderson wins it. So I thought our guy had a case, but Gunnar Henderson's probably a very fine choice. He was really, really good this year. Ellie De La Cruz second in MVP voting. Yeah, I think he probably should have. I was hoping he would get it. George Wolkow actually got the only first-place vote that wasn't to Gunnar, which is interesting. But yeah, Gunnar Henderson takes it. And then in the NL, wow, I think Hanscom just got robbed. He had 357, led the league in WAR, doubles, hits, on base. And you give it to Michael Busch? He was great, yeah. 44 homers. Man, I don't know. I would have given that to Hanscom. Maikel Garcia got some votes. 260 total. 232 for Ellie. So, yeah, interesting to see. Those are the awards this year. So let's go to free agencies and see who files and what the international guys are looking like. Okay, we've made it to arbitration and something unexpected happened. Kirk Ring accepted the qualifying offer. So $22 million is being poured into him now. That not ideal for us. And what does it say? Cade Smith is on here as a twin. What? I think the game is bugging. Because we knew he was on a 1-year deal. Oh, I bet. Hold on. Let's do this. And then it might fix itself. International guys coming over. So, Gengyo Suzuki, fragile guy. Interesting. Not really someone we're going to target, obviously. He seems to be the only guy. Free agents file. Cade Smith is now filed. So now he's off the books. We're already at 160 this year, which is far more than it's been. We do have $48 million open. We are a win now team. But this was definitely a surprise That means $22 million. So, we'll see. We'll see what we do. I mean, I'm not going to, we'll probably keep him, but definitely remove some flexibility to go get maybe like a second baseman like we mentioned. Wow, Corbin Carroll's a free agent. That's a big one. They didn't bring him back? How do you not re-sign him if you're Arizona? Wow, Corbin Carroll's been awesome in this save. Crazy they don't bring him back. Soderstrom's a free agent. Some good players. Definitely not as stacked as last year, I don't think. Offseason summary, we're not doing too bad here. We obviously lose Cade Smith. That's kind of the only one. And he didn't really put up 2.2 WAR with us, just 2.2 WAR last year. We'll some interesting decisions to be made. We'll see what we get into here. All right, we have a trade ready to go here. We're gonna make a move with the Dodgers. I mentioned maybe trading Zaire Hope, but I think we're gonna trade a different outfielder. And we are. I'm not thinking about it. We're doing it. Gabe Gonzalez was kind of a DH force for the past 2 years. Perfectly fine job he did. But we just have too many options there where he's going to get lost. We have Chris Hart. We have Lineback. We have Rafaela now in the outfield. We have Doug Schneider. We've just improved there, and we want to go a different direction, and we can maximize his value. We're also trading Steve Cook, one of our draft picks. He was a guy that we drafted. He had pretty 62 potential, and gave him a big signing bonus to try to make him sign, and then he did not turn out. He's fine. He's got very good personality class, good defense, good speed, but the bat will just never be there, and we're okay sending him away. And we're bringing in Sam Henches, so we're bolstering this bullpen. Another Minnesotan coming in, ground ball pitcher, 30 stamina, a lefty as well in the back end. I'm really happy with getting Henches. We know how good he's been. And that's not it. That's not all. Igawa's coming in as well. So a guy we tried to sign a year ago is coming home. I think this is a slam dunk deal for us. Our bullpen is what kind of felt like was the lackluster part of things. And now we get 2 studs just added in for, a guy who wasn't going to play for us. So, and we're not paying that much on him. So this is the deal we're making with the Dodgers. We bring in two big arms. Got a big trade that, we weren't a part of to report on. Cal Raleigh is going to the Pirates. So the Pirates go get a dog in Cal Raleigh. Seattle was tanking, so this makes sense. We were actually looking at maybe making a trade similar to this for Cal Raleigh. But we ended up not doing it. I just don't think it makes sense for us to do it. I like Harry Ford, and I don't want to add I love Cal Raleigh, but I don't know how badly I want to add a 33-year-old on the last year of his deal, and get another guy who's contact and avoid K's down. We were looking for a while, and I elected not to do it, and now a trade gets done. And he goes from Seattle to Pittsburgh. So, interesting there. None of these free agents are really signing. Ezekiel Tovar is the most interesting one so far. We kind of looked everywhere, in terms of trades, in terms of free agency, and really nothing to shore up third base. So, it seems like Daber is the plan to be the third baseman to open the year. Antonacci or Tyson Lewis, who I still like a good amount. One of those two will be his backup or both. I kind of want to leave Tyson Lewis up just because I love his versatility. It's just that Antonacci we gave money to. He's very unhappy. We were maybe looking at trading him. I think it's a good profile, but I don't know. We could do, because he's very good versus righties. What's Diber? He's kind of the same, better versus lefties, so we could do righty-lefty kind of thing. And we might do that. Just so, one, he won't get hurt. Yeah. Well, that'll probably be what we do, and then Zaire Hope as another backup. And then I want Tyson Lewis to be one, but I don't know. So that leaves us with how many bench spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's already as many as we can have. Yeah, I don't know. I might change something up. Who knows? I don't really want to trade Zaire Hope. Like, he plays good defense. I mean, he won Rookie of the Year for us. Like, I don't want to get rid of that guy. So maybe it will just be Tyson Lewis out of a job again come when it's time to shorten up the lineup. He is a lefty, though. He's fine versus righties. But he's no Antonacci, you know. But yeah, that's kind of the mid off-season update. I really don't think we're going to make any more moves of, you know, substantial moves, you know, because we kind of have a full bullpen. We have our rotation, kind of have the starting 9. So I think we're pretty much done making moves. I'll still check in with anything interesting, and then obviously the international free agents. And then, yeah, we'll kind of see. Looks like some guys signed here. One, Wilyer Brayu got traded to the Yankees, so that's interesting. Kyle Harrison going to Houston. So Kyle Harrison's usually good in these saves. He's going to Houston. So that's a big get for Houston because they were, they were right there. So Brian Falke, who gave us some problems in the postseason, you know, won 7 2/3 on our heads. Don't have to deal with him at least on Toronto. He goes to Boston. MLB lottery, we don't have anything to do with that this year. But yeah, we'll keep moving along here in the off season. I really don't think we're gonna do much else. Jacob Wilson, another guy who burnt us last year a little bit. We were thinking about maybe offering him to have a chance to be at third, but we were nowhere near a 5-year deal. Like, this money's fine, but 5 years is never in the realm of possibilities for us. But he goes to the big train, new conductor in town. And in a rare trade for like a really good starter, 25 years old, Noble Meyer, who's been like solid, just got dealt to the Mets. So I think Miami might be selling off some assets. They get some really fine guys brought in. Two relievers though. So like, did they really? Like, I don't know. That's a really good trade for the Mets. I wonder if Miami's like in sell mode. What does it say? Neutral. But I mean, Kyle Tucker's still on contract for $59 million for 2 years, and he was bad this year. Kyle Stowers, they extended gate, and he got paid. So interesting that they shipped off like that, and now they have like no pitching. 5 lefties. Definitely peculiar. For what's brewing here in Miami. We're always rooting for them. But yeah, they just traded their best pitcher for, you know, bag of crumbs kind of with those, reliever prospects. Like, that's just, like, come on. In another trade, former Twin Byron Buxton's joining the AL Central again. He just had a really good year last year, his best since leaving, and he gets dealt in the division. So he's a White Sox again, not again, but he's in the division, and we'll be facing him a lot. So that's cool to see. And Cade Smith has joined the big train. So Cade Smith, another 1-year, $32 million deal. I don't know if he's glitched or something, but just 1 year, $32 million. That's what he loves. That's all he really cares about. Bonita, who he traded away for him, did a whole lot of nothing. OSA still in love with him, but we're not. But yeah, Cade Smith gone, $32.5 million, headed into the big train. Oh wow, look at this. Brandon Woodruff, who just won the Cy Young in the National League, is retiring, and he's retiring to become a missionary. So that's how it's going for Brewers fans. Brandon Woodruff calls it a career. Crazy that happened. As one of the Japanese guys who came over, Suzuki, signs with the Dodgers. But yeah, that's a crazy update. Oh my God, David Ortiz is back. Not the same one. Jeremiah Estrada, the reigning delivery man of the year for San Fran, stays in the NL West, joins the Dodgers. So big get for LA. Gavin Lux goes to the A's. That's a pretty good signing. We were looking at him as well. But, again, I wasn't at this money for a 33-year-old. I think we're just going to stick with what we have. Elliot Ramos was a free agent. I mean, we're getting years into this now, so interesting. All right. We'll keep it rolling. Another interesting trade. Chandler Simpson, who's been bad. Like, he's a bad player. Below replacement level, never above 100 OPS plus. But whenever he's on, he's stealing. 369, and he's 5 years in. He just got traded, so interesting to see what he'll do with that speed, if he can keep on pace and try to, maybe break some records with that speed. Cool trade there for Arizona to get Morjan here, one of the better relievers of the save. He's now wrecked. I didn't even notice that, but he's always really good in these saves, and he's excellent in real life. He signs with the Angels here. So, Angels signing a guy who's wrecked for a long-term deal. Pretty much on brand. We got another trade here. Kind of a minor one. We're bringing in Guillermo Rosas. He's 17. Project guy. Bad personality. Interesting enough over here. But what we're really doing is just letting Dante Nori get a chance to start. I feel terrible that we're just kind of locking him away. I hope he can become good. And to be honest, I don't want to just stow him away because, he is good. It's just not for us. We're also sending this guy a whole lot of nothing. But I figured, you know what? Dante Nori, I like him, man. I like Gilmero. We'll send Nori away. Hopefully he succeeds. Sucks that, it wasn't with us. But I genuinely, if we lose this trade, that's fine. I just want Dante Nori to at least have the opportunity. That also opens up a 40-man spot for us, which is always helpful. So, yeah, Dante Nori into Chicago. Hopefully they give him a chance to start. I want to see him play. But, yeah, Rule 5 draft. We're not going to take anyone. So, hopefully we don't lose anybody. That's why we had to open up a spot just in case we need to protect guys. So, yeah, we've reached International Free Agent Signing Day. And we have one new induction into the Hall of Fame, Max Scherzer. No doubt about it. Some of these guys I definitely, Buster Posey, should probably get in. Maybe. I'd probably. He got my vote. I think Buster Posey's awesome. Joey Votto is absolutely a Hall of Famer. Get out of here if you think he's not. If he doesn't make it in on his own, then we'll bump him in. I think Waino's a Hall of Famer as well. These three are the ones I'm more lenient to push in. I don't even know. God, Felix Hernandez, I feel like is a Hall of Famer. It's a new age of baseball. He was so good. You feared this guy, and he retired young. Young. I don't know. This is someone who should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. I might induct him on my own. But, yeah. These are the Hall of Fame guys. We'll go through international free agents, see who we get. All right, we have gotten majority of our international free agent signings. Carlos Gonzalez is one we got. Lower rated guy, and that's okay. He was something cheap, great eye. Could be something. 16. So, everything here is just kind of throwing something at the wall, hoping it sticks. Zendejas, elite contact bat, second baseman as well, that we signed for cheap. Nick Lara was a closer who looks to be very intriguing. He, if he develops another pitch, there's a world where he can be put into a starting role. So definitely a very intriguing guy, also pretty cheap. And then our big one was Ottavino Colmiero, or the baby-faced assassin, 80 potential guy. He looks like a dog. Just look at him. Elite gap power, elite contact bat, fine defense, so durable as well. The Venezuelan Italian. I'm really happy with this get. So, Colmiero, that's probably going to be it. I think we might have one more offer. Something like that. I don't know. But we get 4 guys. One of the big free agents that was left available is Tyler Soderstrom. Just signed a massive deal to join the Phillies. He's been super good in Vegas. Well, maybe not super duper good, but he's been DH, so the WAR is going to be toned down. But super legit bat. Gets paid crazy amount of money. They also went out and got Alejandro Kirk. So a lot of these Toronto guys are leaving, and the Phillies not done. They also got Corbin Carroll. So on the same day, they get Tyler Soderstrom, Alejandro Kirk, and Corbin Carroll. What are they building? 7 years, $358 for Corbin Carroll. So Philly is definitely a threat. My goodness, they just dropped. See, 358, 311, so 669 plus 34. So they dropped 300 or 690 million in one day, pretty much. That is, yeah, they live in a different ballpark than we do in terms of what they can spend. They still have Chris Sanchez, Hunter Green, and Bryce Harper on for contracts too. I mean, you can't make that up. Would he waive a no trade clause? No. Okay. I love Bryce Harper. I have 2 shirts of Bryce Harper. But yeah, he'll stay a Philly, obviously, and the Phillies look to be dangerous. All right, we've reached the beginning of spring training, which means we have program updates. No improvement for DeFore and his control. But, I mean, my God, I think this all got better, though. Other than his control, his overall is up. He's a 63 now. The movement went up. The stuff went up. We did see this. I just didn't, put it in my brain that it happened. Golden arm, top of the rotation. Yeah. We have a lot of hope for him. Successful for Skinner with, what do we do? Pitch movement. So, again, we don't see the change right on here. But hopefully, the home runs are limited, even if it's a, sub 5 upgrade to that. Poor upgrade for Ben Blair. So, not ideal. Nothing for Chris Hart, or Lineback. Outstanding for Van Gilder, who is now an absolute threat. Definitely very good. Saw him go up a good amount. So that's awesome to see. He's definitely someone who, let's get him up here for spring, who has a chance to make the team. Probably not because we have so many guys, but definitely someone who can come up soon. Nothing for John Moore. And successful for Drew Donovan, who's, another guy that we have down here ready to go. He won't be at A-ball. I'm moving to AA to start the year. Really good. And then Doug Schneider had a positive for plate discipline. So did his eye go up? His avoid K went down. Why does this guy change all the time? His potential eye went down. I think his current eye went up a little bit. His avoid K did go down. But successful nonetheless. Fine update. So, spring training. And then, again, starting the year. This time at home versus the A's. Again, schedules being how it is because of the expansion. And then we'll finish up early September. So, yeah, we'll hop in once it's opening day. We know our roster. We've reached the beginning of March here, and we're just a few days after the last time we were in. And Mike Sow just got a really negative update. So a guy that we were already planning on moving out of the rotation, giving us more the reason to do so. I don't know. Unfortunate that his development's gone this way. Definitely not what we like. DeFore, stamina went down a little. Ben Blair got a lot worse. Doug Schneider, we saw his eye go down a little. Yeah, we just random kind of updates, I guess. Makes no sense, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's baseball. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Going to be some, random changes that come in. I also remembered, because I always forget, and I forgot every year, that you can put people back in for defense or base stealing. So we did that with these guys. Literally the first time I remembered in this whole time I've been doing it. But that's what we're doing. We'll keep going through the spring, though. And we have an injury here. Rafaela bruised his wrist. He'll be shut down for 3 weeks. He was kind of the day one plan to be the center fielder. So definitely not ideal because that was kind of what we wanted to do is put him in center. Also dealing with some other injuries. Dylan Cruz has a minor one, knee contusion, messing up his running a little bit. And Kirk Ring still pending a hand injury. It's been pending for a few days. Definitely not ideal. So we'll see if what happens. We are, getting closer to opening day. So we want everyone to be healthy. And there you go. The very weird 2-3 seasons we've had with Kirk Ring might be over with. He ruptured a tendon in his finger. So he accepted the QL like we didn't want him to. And now it won't matter. We're paying him to not play now. So no Kirk Ring for us for at least majority of the year. We'll see who gets that spot now. We have a lot of options for the bullpen. So we'll see once it gets to, March 17th, March 18th when we have to decide on the roster. All right, we have made it to opening day, about to play the Vegas Athletics, and we have our opening day lineup and rotation. So rotation, no surprise, Andrew Painter, the ace, Sproat, the 2, Luzardo, the 3, DeFore, the 4. I mean, he's going to be so good, please. He looks so good. We have full faith in him. And then Liam Peterson at the 5. Both Ben Blair and Mike Sow are not on the opening day roster. This is what we're rocking with. We have Cobb here, middle relief. I think I'm going to put a secondary stopper because of that 35 stamina, 3 elite pitches. He could definitely do that job. Ben Joyce, middle relief. Van Gilder made the roster, so he is up to start the year. Jack Dreyer will also be a middle relief guy. O.P. Skinner we have as a setup guy as of right now, which could move. We'll see. It could be him and, Dreyer or Kopp, and I think I'm going to do that. Oops. Yeah, we'll do this. And then we have 3 stoppers, Henches, Igawa, and Sasaki. More of the high leverage guys will be Igawa and Henches, the 2 guys we got from the Dodgers, and Sasaki will be more of the 7th, 8th kind of guy. Gabe Gonzalez is in the lineup for LA, by the way, to open their season. That's the pitching staff, the lineup. We do have a surprise. So, we have 2 kind of. Chris Hart balled out in the spring. Super duper good. Earned the job as a starting left fielder. What you see is that the other guy that we had up for left field, not on the roster. Borfren, not on the opening day roster. I know it's bold. I know it's like he had a good year last year. But we trust Chris Hart. His defense got worse. We're starting the year this way. Beltre played so well that we decided to go this way. And this is what we're doing. And if Beltre or Hope struggles, then I'll bring Borfren right back up, and we have no problem. It just gave us more flexibility for our bench. I mean, look at all the roles we have filled now. It just helps us out a lot. So that's what we did. So the lineup, Cruz is starting in right, still hitting leadoff, going to do his thing. Chris Hart is going to hit second like Borfren would have. He'll be in left. Hopefully he can continue off of what he did last year. Keishel hitting third. He'll be at second. His lab update was a positive for this defense, and that's what we put him in there for. So now he's a 60 grade second baseman, 60 infield range. So we have full confidence in him at second now. Antonacci will start versus righties at third, and De Los Santos will fill in versus lefties at third. Just better against lefties, and Antonacci is too good versus righties to leave him out. At shortstop, no surprise, Ellie De La Cruz. His rating keeps going up. He had a bad spring, but what are you going to do? So De La Cruz at short, no surprise. He's hitting fourth again. Doug Schneider DHing, going to be the man in the middle, hitting fifth. Lineback will be the first baseman this year. I expect him to, honestly, he could get a gold glove here. His power went up. Nice. So his power did go up. I didn't see that. So his gap went up, speed went up, power went up. So Lineback should officially put together, a really good year too. We're hoping for. Antonacci was set at third, Harry Ford behind the dish, and then Zaire Hope will start the year in center with Rafaela out. Versus lefties, all you see is Diber come in and Beltre come in. I mean, Beltre looks to be really good. So I couldn't leave the guy off the roster. So if Hope struggles, then Beltre will be the starting center fielder, and we'll bring Line back up, and that'll kind of be the move. Yeah, let's look at the preseason predictions here. The O's are supposed to be atop the East with the Red Sox around. The Blue Jays supposed to be out of it. We're meant to win 99 games and be the best again in the American League and the AL Central. Tigers behind us. White Sox around too. And then in the West, the Rangers atop with Stros, A's, and Angels all around. Best bat in the American League is looking to be Ellie De La Cruz. So hopefully that comes to fruition and he does what he did last year and is, the man. Roman Anthony's around. He's a dog. Wyatt Langford, Gunnar Henderson, Basalo, Green, Wolkow, Azokar, who's in AAA. So I don't think he'll be one of the better ones. Aaron Judge hanging around. He's been so hurt, but he played all of last year. I didn't even realize that. They extended him. So Aaron Judge. And then Asbel Gonzalez, no surprise. Wu, Watts, DeFore is up here. So they see what we see in Joe DeFore. Andrew Painter, of course. Wall Roberts, Cardona, Colton Smith, Rosario, Fried, and Gillibo. How was his rookie year? Not bad. A lot of homers. But, if us missing out on Gillibo and Carventi led us to, getting DeFore, and DeFore, if he becomes what he should, then it will have absolutely been worth it. But in the National League, the Mets atop, Phillies around, Braves around, Nats around. Really tough division. Pirates atop the Central. Let's hope. We love the underdog. Cardinals around, Brewers around. And then out west, the Padres are supposed to be atop. The Dodgers aren't supposed to be. So that's a surprise. Giants around as well. Hanscom, Bush, Acuna, Tatis, Jose Fernandez for Philly, Churio, Pajes, Orelvis, Stowers, and Alderman. And then the pitchers, Paul Skeens, no surprise, Schwellenbach, Sanchez, Noble Meyer, The Miz, Acevedo, Otani's still around, Ashby, Ryan Weathers, who's excellent, and Brandon Walter. So that's kind of the preseason predictions. This is the team that we're rolling with. Hopefully we can, back-to-back years of 102 wins and maybe this time have a success in the playoffs. But thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good one.